A lot of us are using stuffed Kongs to keep our dogs entertained because we're working from home, maybe you were schooling kids at home, and you just need them to have an activity that doesn't involve you. And while I absolutely love giving my dogs Kongs, I'm also really aware of how many calories these can have in them. And we don't want your dog to be looking a little chubby this summer. Hi, I'm Paula with Canine Country Academy. And here on our channel, we give you the tools and the skills to have a well-mannered dog, all while building the relationship that you both deserve. What I wanted to share with you guys today is how to make what I'm gonna call a skinny Kong. Now, I have a friend, Lori Luck, who actually taught me this through her video. I'll post it in the description down below. But there's different ways you can make Kongs so that it's less calories and you're not chubbing up your dog. Now, what's really important to note about giving your dogs extra things is that they don't have to be necessarily extra. You can use these as a form of their meal. You can add in some kibble in addition to some of these other rich things, so that way it's not too many extra calories. I really like using Kongs when you're leaving your dog, you're crating your dog, or you just need some quiet time yourself. And there's different kinds of Kongs that you need to be aware of. Now let me show you those types of Kongs. Now your traditional Kong is this red Kong, and they come in different sizes based on the size dog you have. If you have a puppy, I highly recommend getting a Kong that is a little bit bigger than they're going to need at whatever growth they're at. Now if you have a giant breed dog, you probably are gonna need a couple different Kongs as they grow, because they're gonna grow so quickly. But the red Kong is designed for the average chewer. And it's really important that you check these Kongs. I noticed like this one's getting a little old, maybe a little brittle. They should be really sturdy. You know, they're made of rubber. But you need to check them because there could be little things that happen over time as your Kong gets used. But this is your classic Kong. Now, if you have a senior dog or you have a puppy with a softer mouth, this is their senior version. It's purple and it has a little bit more give to it than the red one does. And if you have a baby dog, these Kongs are good. They're the blue and the pink, the lighter ones, to let you know that those are made for puppies. And again, I'd probably get a red or a black Kong because most dogs are gonna grow into better chewers. The black Kong is their strongest Kong. And again, they come in all different sizes. This is what's appropriate for my household, but these are really strong. So if you have a very strong mouth dog, you definitely wanna go with the black Kongs. So what most people think when they get a Kong, and if you don't have one, you need at least 2 per dog. So you can have them rotating. They think about putting peanut butter in. And this is not the only thing. I mean, most dogs do love peanut butter, but nowadays there's people with peanut allergies. It's really high in calorie, and there are a few select dogs out there that don't enjoy it. Okay, there are some other things that are a little bit lower calorie, or you can just make less of that inside the Kong, and I'm gonna show you that. But things like applesauce, yogurt are good options. Maybe even some pumpkin, canned pumpkin without any of those extra pumpkin pie seasonings. And you don't have to stuff it. So these baby Kongs here, they're stuffed, they're packed full of goodies, but you don't have to, that's not required. And if your dog is new to having a Kong, I definitely wouldn't even start with even smearing things in there. I might just put some loose kibble or treats in there, let them roll it around, let them get used to it, right? There's different experience levels, if you will. So what I want to show you today is skinny Kongs. What we're gonna do is simply just mix a couple ingredients, and then we're going to smear the inside with those ingredients. And then what you can do if your dog is more experienced is you can just pop it in the freezer for at least 2 hours, and then they have something to enjoy that's lower in calories because there's not stuffing in here, and you're using ingredients that might be a little less in the caloric values, and you don't have to stuff it. But I'm gonna show you how you can stuff it as well and still be on their diet plan or on their maintenance plan. The first skinny Kong I want to show you is just taking 50% yogurt, plain unsweetened yogurt, and 50% of unsweetened applesauce. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can make it yourself, but I just buy it at the store in large quantities. What you're gonna do is just take a small spoon, mix it up, and then all you're gonna do is just put a little bit in your Kong and just smear it around. you're not stuffing it. Remember, these are skinny Kongs, so if your dog can afford the calories, they're a baby dog, they're growing, stuff it and then freeze it. But what we're gonna do is just smear it inside, and then we're gonna put it in our bin to freeze it for a few hours. I like to put a plate underneath, so that way if I get super messy, I've got stuff for the dogs to clean up. What I have is probably about a teaspoon of food in this small Kong. Again, we just want enough to kind of just wet it in there, maybe have a little bit at the bottom. You can always put like a little cookie or something delicious at the bottom so it doesn't seep out, and that way your dog can work out the goodies towards the bottom. Our second skinny Kong is actually gonna be a dinner Kong. So this Kong is going to involve our mixture that we created, the applesauce and the plain yogurt, and some of my dog's kibble. And that way it's part of their meal. What I recommend is measuring your dog's daily regimen of kibble or whatever you feed them, and then use that as part of what you're stuffing in the Kong, so that way you're not adding any extra calories except for a little bit with what we're adding in this deliciousness here. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of kibble, I'm gonna put it at the base, and you can put way more, depending on how much kibble you want in yours or how many Kongs you're gonna let your dog have that day. And then all you're gonna do is just put this little sloppy stuff in here. And again, I'm not filling it. I could even make a parfait. So I could do just that, freeze it. This is for Curly. He can afford the calories. He's actually trying to gain weight right now. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be a nice problem to have? And then I can just keep alternating. And that way I can fill it all the way to the top and freeze it for him for a snack or a meal later. For our third skinny Kong, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm just gonna use peanut butter. So I'm not gonna fill my Kong with peanut butter. I'm just gonna smear the inside with a butter knife. And that's gonna give enough enrichment for my dog to enjoy having a Kong, especially if it's frozen. Now, if your dog has never had a frozen Kong, you can definitely not freeze it and just let them lick out the contents. And then if you wanna step it up, you could add their kibble or some, dehydrated food in there that's part of their meal, so you're not adding more calories. And I will share with you that this is a peanut butter jar just for my dog, so that's why I will double dip. If you don't want to buy an additional jar of peanut butter for your dog, totally get it. But I use this for medications and other things for the dogs. So what I do is I just put it on their counter. If you don't want to do that, just put some peanut butter in a bowl. It's okay, your dog will clean it out later. And you can just smear what you need for your skinny peanut butter Kong. Now that all of our Kongs are nice and full, or shall I say the skinny version of full, I'm gonna pop these into our freezer for at least 2 hours. Again, I recommend that you have 2 Kongs for each dog in your household so you can rotate them. I also have a video about how to clean these, so make sure you check that out over here and learn how to get them nice and clean so you can refill them. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below.